Happy Friday to you. Or if you're not watching this live and you're watching it replayed, happy whatever day it is that you're watching it. Give a minute for anyone here live to jump in. Love to see your comments. We are trying to get back in the groove of this. I said that, a month ago? Some of you were on here about a month ago, and we've heard from many of you saying, hey, we missed the lives, where are the lives? And I think really what you're missing, tell me if I'm right, are the dad jokes, right? Is that what it is? It's the dad jokes. That's really what you're all missing. And you're like, hey, we really need that back in our life. So anyway, I know, just kidding. But anyway, we heard from a number of you saying, let's get the lives back in gear. So we are trying to do that. We're going to try to get at least every other week. That's the goal right now. Can't say we're going to get every week. So again, I said that a few weeks ago, probably a month ago now. That's been, but here we are. We're back. We're live. Give an update, talk about what's going on, talk about the week. Want to hear from you. What's on your mind, what's on your heart, and look forward at what's coming. And of course, share some dad jokes, right? So why don't we start out with that? Is that always the best place to start? Maybe. I don't know. Let's give that a whirl. Again, let's say hi. If you're on watching, say hi. Let me know. What are you doing on this Friday? On this, actually, it seems like spring. Maybe it's summer. I look out my window here. It even feels like the sun is shining. It feels like summer's here. But here we go. Here's your first dad joke for the day, for this Friday, to get you ready for your weekend, to put a smile on your face. I had someone say to me recently that they have a pet tree. Now, I found it fascinating. I said, you have a pet tree? And they said to me, yes, it's actually a lot like having a pet dog, but the bark is much quieter. I don't know. Does that do it for you? Any of you have a pet tree? Okay, I know. Here we go. Next one. Had a friend say, man, Adam, the other day, it's been a number of days now. My wife asked me to hand me her lipstick. So I reach over and I grab the tube that I thought was her lipstick. And here, what I handed her was a glue stick, not lipstick. He said to me, she's still not talking to me. I know. Can't get this stuff anywhere else, right? Final one, then we'll end with some too. But here we go. Another friend of mine said, hey, I was at my physical, and the doctor said to me, man, you've really got to be eating more greens. And he said, so this is what he's telling me. He's saying he's so proud of himself because he has been nailing it. He said, Adam, because I am doing so well. I said, really? I said, that's cool. That's hard to do. I struggle. How about you? Love seeing the comments. Do you struggle with eating greens? I struggle. It's hard for me. And the greens that I do like, they tell me aren't the best greens. Like I like peas. I like green beans. They say, Adam, they're not even veggies. They're legumes, I'm told. So whatever. I don't know. What do you? But do you like eating greens? So anyway, so I said, how'd you do it? I'm inside. I'm thinking to myself, what can I learn from this? What can I learn from my friend? And he said, I simply switched my vanilla ice cream to mint chocolate chip. He got the green in there. I said, well, I can do that. I mean, come on, we can get a lot of green in there. Okay, with that said, welcome. A lot of things to talk about here today. A number of things to talk about, actually. It's been an interesting week. It's been a hard week. Anyone here in the PV community, if you're in the PV community, there's been some grieving here. So we'll talk about that and our youth center and what is kind of transpired and unfolded there. It's also been a full week, a good week. There's been celebrating and strong things happening too. So it's kind of like life. Life has those moments, but that's the been. First thing, we're in April. So as we think about April, we are let's flip it this way. How about that? We're in April, and so April's almost done. So you'll soon see a new list coming out. But if you follow on social or you're on our newsletter, you've seen this. Maybe you've participated. High five to you if you participated. So these are the items that we are collecting through the month of April. We love the way the community rallies around keeping the shelves stocked of the markets. So high five to you that participate in this. And the fun thing about this list, this keeps consistent food in the market. So applesauce, spaghetti, peanut butter, jelly, cereal, spaghetti sauce, and canned fruit. So they're the items we're specifically looking for this year. Now, as we think about the market and those items, this month, I believe it's the whole month. I lose track of it because we try to do this on a regular basis. This month is Volunteer Appreciation Month. Now, we could spend the next 10 minutes just simply scrolling pictures of volunteers. It takes roughly, right now, we are at 100 plus volunteers to make what happens here at the factory happen. That's everything. That's everything from the front desk to when you walk in the doors, to maintenance of the building, upkeep and set up and tear down of spaces, our markets, our early learning center, youth services, our adult advocate, bingo. It's just our youth center. Youth center ran last night. Again, it is a strong volunteer team that makes that happen. We can do that. So huge high five. So we could sit here and scroll all afternoon with pictures of volunteers. So let's show you a few. There's others that you're going to find. Sorry about that. Here we go. Wrong picture. There we have market volunteers. If any of you are in the market, there's Denise and Laurent. High five to them if you know them. Laurent's over at M&T Bank. M&T Bank does something cool. M&T Bank actually has their employees. So if you bank at M&T Bank, give a big thank you to them, big high five. They allow their volunteers, I forget if it's per month or whatever it is, but hours that they're paid to actually come and volunteer. So market also, many of you might have seen our truck. Have you seen the truck moving around town? Love our truck. And again, in multiple volunteers that pick that truck up, head to Wise Markets, pick food up to be able to stock the market. So that truck, a huge thank you. That was a grant that got that truck for us. So again, you may see that truck moving around. I'll show you one other one. This is another one that's fun. This is Mike and Maxie. He's holding Maxie there. Any of you been in the market? Maybe when Maxie's here. Maxie isn't Maxie? Absolutely. I mean, who can say no to that cute little face? I'm not referring to Mike. Mike, you're cute too, but I'm talking about the dog. Mike came to us a little bit ago and just said, "Hey, I'm retired. My wife's retired, looking for, some engagement. Is there anything like, what does the factory need?" So Mike actually volunteers, ready for this, 2 days every single week. And he has begun, he just rolled his sleeves up with our building. And so again, we've got this gorgeous building, what a gift that this building is given to us for $1, but it's a lot to care for, right? There's a lot to care for. So Mike has, again, so that's Mike. And I could go on and on with volunteers what it takes to keep the factory moving and running. So high five to our volunteers and the team that makes that happen. As you think about volunteers, one I'll mention too, maybe you say, well, hey, Adam, I volunteer, or maybe I love volunteer, but what I really love to do is work at the factory. We do have an adult advocate position that is open right now. This is a full-time position. This is, if any of you, what is the adult advocate? The adult advocate is the individual who, as individuals call, whatever it might be, whatever the presenting reality might be. Maybe it's like, hey, my electric's being, I can't pay my electric bill. Electric's gonna be shut off. Maybe it's someone who's trying to navigate their unemployment, someone trying to navigate Medicare or Medicaid. Maybe it's someone who's struggling right now, living from their car, or facing eviction, or whatever it might be, whatever reality of, again, we define poverty not just as financial, so it's under resource, whatever resource has been hit or struggling with or lacking, we'll get a call, show up. The advocate is the one that journeys and walks alongside of them, whether those individuals facing situational or chronic poverty. Again, we will journey alongside of them. So we're looking right now. So you're like, hey, I would love to do that. I'd love to know more about it. Send your resume in. You can find information on this on Indeed. You can find it. I believe it's on our website. I know it's on our social, but would love to talk to you, get your resume in on that. So that's if you'd say, hey, I'd love to work at the factory. Other things, speaking of engagement in the factory, if you are in any capacity a business owner or accountant or know someone who is, NAP money is taking this right now. So this is really cool. This is 65% tax credit. So here's a fun one. Here, I'll put this in comparison. So if a business, for example, gives us, let's do simple math. I am not a math major by any stretch. Let's just use simple math. So a business, let's say, that gives us $10,000. If they give that $10,000 to us through the NAP program that gets approved and goes through the NAP program, $6,500 of that $10,000 goes to their Pennsylvania to satisfy their Pennsylvania taxes. So here's the really cool thing. So that's a real win for them. And then that extra $3,500 can go then as a charitable tax contribution. Now, so look at it in this way. Here's the real win-win. If that company that gives us, let's say they gave us number of businesses give us, let's just use simple math, $10,000 a year. That business could actually give us $18,000, and that $18,000 after their 65% tax credit is actually as though they gave us $10,000, because when they have their tax credit, et cetera. So we're making 18, they're still giving their 10, they're absorbing their PA taxes, and it's just a win-win all the way around. So if you know a business owner, you are a business owner, an accountant, the other one would be financial advisors are often other ones that interact with this, clients that they might have that they're looking to, find creative ways to give that, again, maximizes leverage and money to the community that they live in and love, even if it's not with us. We want to stress this too. If you're like, hey, I love to give to Water Street. Water Street participates in NAP. Come on out, learn about NAP. And again, we'd love for to have you be part of that. So RSVP to us, and we would love to have you there. That's next Friday, right about this time. It'll be taking place. So next Friday, we'd love to have you join us. Final thing I'll mention is the gala is right around the corner. You're invited to this one. Could love to have you on the 10th of June. We have our gala taking place down at the Wyndham. Used to be the Lancaster Host right there by Tanger. The cool event, cool venue right there. Would love to have you with us. Okay, with that said, this week, a lot of things have transpired. I got a lot of things in my heart that I could share, kind of talk about. A lot of other wins we could talk about. The building, we're in the building. We have a contractor now ready to work on our west wing to get community action partners in here. That will be open. We're looking at August to have Head Start, pre-K counts, early learning. I'm so excited about that. Cannot wait. So huge win of that. Thank you to the High Center and other donors that have been a part of that. Huge high five. So other things we can talk about, but as I wrap up, I do want to mention it's been a hard week this week. I want to give time for this and give space for this. Got a phone call on Wednesday night. It was from our PV staff. And Rich says, hey, Adam, want to let you know one of our learners tonight passed away in a motorcycle accident. He was a junior, attended the factory, has two sisters, attend the factory. And so again, just this real heaviness that's set in on that. It's one of those moments that, I know who the student was. I didn't interact with them a lot, but it just, the death is hard. I guess here's just kind of a cruddy way to end this live. But I think of the verse in the scriptures that say, I think it's one of the Proverbs that talks about it is better to sit in the house of the mourning than the house where there's feasting and parties. Because I think what that does for us is, as I processed this week, just thought about the weightiness of life, thought about my own life, thought about, we're not promised tomorrow. I'm not promised the next hour, the next 5 minutes. Death, as I thought about it too, reflecting, it's sobering. It recenters in some ways. As I thought about death even this week and thought about that, death is not natural. You and I were not designed, as I read the scriptures, I'm a person of faith, the factory is a faith-based organization. As I read the scriptures and I think about what we were created for, what we were made for, death was not weren't in the cards for us. It wasn't a part of the original design. And it is a tearing, it's a wrenching, it's a pulling apart, it's a separation, and a separation of body and soul. And wrenching, and it's ugly, it's hard, it's painful. So Wednesday night, as I was heading to bed, and then Thursday, a number of our team was at the high school to connect with students, and last night at the youth center, we had some special elements for last night with the youth center to help teens process. But just have been thinking a lot about the heaviness of that and the reality of life. And so my heart, and if you knew that individual, and if you, okay, we'd love to journey with you. If you're wrestling, would love to walk alongside of you. If you don't know him and you're just thinking, man, even just hearing the stories, 17-year-old passing away, it can be sobering. So I would say, hey, there's a God in heaven who loves you, who's for you, who made you, who wired you, who wants to live with you for all of eternity. And this life is hard. This life is hard, but it doesn't mean he doesn't love you. It doesn't mean he's not for you. We'd love to engage with you, to reach out in any way that we can, to journey alongside of you, to help you see and understand and walk through, and maybe even just cry at times. That's part of life. But my heart desires that you look to that Creator, know that he loves you, know that he's for you, and allow moments like this of sobering to realize, it can be good for us at the same time. So praying for the family, praying for Peckaway Valley, the teachers, the learners, the impact in that, as services come out and stuff is set, we will make sure we are communicating that for you as well. So with that said, I'm not going to end with dad jokes, because I don't think that would be a good feel and flavor after that. But high five you. Appreciate you for leaning in to life. Thanks for all that you do, whether you're someone who journeys with us as a participant or someone who's journeying with us as a volunteer. High five, or a donor. Deeply appreciate this community and how the collaboration that we pull together to get the things done that bring life and growth and thriving here in this community. Appreciate you. Love you. Have a great weekend. I think it's supposed to rain. I'm sorry. But enjoy the beautiful sunshine that's right out that window, hopefully out your window today. Talk to you later.